Caleb Hallbaker. I'm with Apgar Farms. We're in Tuscola, Illinois. We farm about 6,000 acres, all corn, soybeans. Been growing. We're adding acres every year and always looking for products that help us do our job better. We have completely abandoned ammonia in the fall. We've seen so much loss come from either a heavy snow in the winter or heavy spring rains. And even with the insert products out there, we just don't feel like throwing that much ammonia on the ground in the fall. It's such an expensive input that we want as much of it there as possible when the corn needs it. So we've completely abandoned fall applied ammonia, which adds challenges because we have to do it all in the spring, and the spring is our busiest time. So we typically try to get about half of our ammonia on pre-plant, and then we will side dress the other half of the ammonia, and we also do a 28 solution run through a sprayer pre-plant that's incorporated. You know, anhydrous is such a volatile product to begin with, and it's probably the second most crucial product, next to the seed. So we want that ammonia where it needs to be, when it needs to be there, and we don't want to just be throwing a bunch down to make up for that loss. So challenges we've faced in the past with ammonia is timing is extremely critical on it. So we needed something that was going to allow us to apply ammonia when we needed it and where we needed it, and not have to worry about as much loss, because we are doing all our ammonia in the spring. So we needed to be able to run early spring in tougher conditions and in a side dress application as well. We were always using just the Raven cold flow systems in the past. When you would apply ammonia with a cold flow system, you were never really sure where that ammonia was actually going. You just knew that the width of the bar was putting on what you wanted to put on, but you didn't really know where it was at. When you're trying to meter, vapor and liquid at the same time, it just never really worked out that well. So we saw, some streaking issues where, maybe one row wasn't getting near as much as the next row was. We decided to move to 360 EQUI-FLOW. Mainly because we had used some 360 products in the past. We used the yield savers for the corn heads, had a great success with those, felt like they were a great product, and we purchased a new ammonia bar. And when it came time to decide the delivery system, we did a lot of research, and we looked at 360's website and saw on the bar graphs that you guys had on the row-to-row comparison of a cold flow system versus the 360 EQUI-FLOW system, it was just night and day difference. And your bucket test that they had provided, that data was amazing. So we did a lot of research into that and decided that we would go with the 360 EQUI-FLOW just based off the row-to-row accuracy. We're running a John Deere 2510H. High-speed bar, 23 row. We incorporated the 360 EQUI-FLOW into our nitrogen plan. We do, like I said earlier, we do about half pre-applied. So we needed a system that was not only going to perform in a side dress application, but we needed pre-apply, where we do a very heavy applied rate of 170 pounds of actual in on side dressing as well as pre-plant. So we needed a system that was going to handle both of those at the same time. And we found that the 360 EQUI-FLOW has done a great job, whether you're side dressing, whether you're pre-applied with it. So we use it for all of our ammonia application. Changes that I've noticed with 360 EQUI-FLOW, when I look at my corn crop especially, we're not seeing the yellow streaks that we were seeing before with a typical cold flow system. We're seeing that the sealing behind the bar was so much better. So because of the higher injection pressures, the sealing was phenomenal, even in tougher conditions. Wetter conditions were probably before we would not have been able to run, but we were able to run maybe a day or 2 days before we could have in the past, just because of the higher injection pressures that the 360 EQUI-FLOW gives us. I think that's critical. We use a shallow placement bar, so we're relying very heavily on that ground behind it being covered up, to where we're not losing that ammonia through the ground. And with a cold flow system, we had to slow way down to achieve that factor. With the EQUI-FLOW, I'm applying ammonia side dress at about 8.5 miles an hour and putting 170 pounds of actual in on. I mean, that's unheard of with a cold flow system. So, just the way the bar seals is due to the 360 system. It just takes all your sealing issues out because it's such a high injection pressure that it's got the time to get down in there and be covered up. After using 360 EQUI-FLOW for a season, you know, we've been seeing a lot of our corns coming up really nice, and we're not seeing the row-to-row variants that we saw in the past. Not only the yellow streaking that you may see, but also we're seeing such even growth because each row has the exact same amount of nitrogen. We see a lot more even growth pattern throughout the entire field than we ever have before. Favorite features would definitely be the way the system keeps the ammonia liquefied all the way down to point of injection. It's so much easier to meter, it's so much more accurate. I love the higher injection pressures. Like I said, it allows sealing even in tough conditions. I love the gauge tree on the system that was provided. It allows you to see a problem with a row immediately that you may not have seen with a previous system. And you're able to catch that problem right now. And that's saving ammonia. That's ammonia going into the ground, not into the air. 360 EQUI-FLOW is the only way I would apply ammonia. I would not feel comfortable applying ammonia without 360 EQUI-FLOW. It's a total game changer in the ammonia market, and I would recommend anybody that was looking at a new system to definitely check it out. It is worth it, and you will love it.